getting that time. We're actually running into overtime here, so I definitely want to thank you, and hopefully I get to talk to you again because it's definitely been a pleasure.
You too. Thank you. Good. Yes.
Okay. Steve, you there? You want to mention the sponsors again before, and then we can do a quick wrap-up, and I thank all you guys for having me on because that was amazing.
Okay. I just want to thank my sponsors again, Python Markers, Los Comoros, and 365 Films, and my mom, my dad, my brothers, and my sister, and my whole family. And I want to thank all my fans, and I want to thank you and Rachel.
All right. Well, thank you, Jacob.
You're very sweet, Jacob. You're such a... I can't wait for you to come to Chicago.
I know. And I also want to thank LJ, my academy, and my professors.
Cool.
Nice. That's awesome. Excellent job.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Steven, what was you want to mention Cage Side Submission sponsors again here before we run out of time?
Yeah. Just thanks to all of our kids that came on tonight. Avione, Parker, Morgan, and of course Jacob as well. Big shout out to MMA AdNet, Alton Floats, Fins Management, MMA Signatures, Triangle Athletics, Martial Art Market, and as always, you can check out the shows when they archive back here on Blog Talk Radio. You can also catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, the BJJ Video Vault app we're also available on, and as usual, you can also catch us on Cage Side Submissions as well. Make sure you're giving Rachel there a follow on her Spreaker, on her Twitter, on her Facebook. Make sure you hit all 27 of her pages up, and make sure you give them a like.
Yes.
Thanks, Steve.
She is so amazing. You can't just have just one page for her. She has to have multiple pages because she is that amazing.
Well, actually, we are going to condense it all into hopefully one or two, so that's good news. Woo!
I would follow, if you had 1,000, I would follow them all. And we did correct that problem. I did. It was probably on my end, and I apologize that, but I see you were following each other now on Twitter, so that's cool.
Yay, I'm not blocked anymore.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, but Steven, did you mention? I know you mentioned at the beginning, but in that when you were mentioning your sponsor, did you mention AJ? Because one of the things he has the MMA signaturesusa.com, but also I buy a lot of stuff from him on his eBay page, and a lot of the times all you got to do is look up, you put in like say Jessica I UFC in your eBay search, or Lauren Murphy UFC in your eBay search, and you will find quality signed items by AJ on his eBay page, and they're very reasonably priced. I need to pick up a Lauren Murphy signed 8x10 from him. That's going to be my purchase next month, but I recently got a Jessica I 8x10 from him. I got a Justin Scoggins 8x10 through AJ, and he's pretty awesome, so definitely check out MMA Signatures both through the website and on his eBay page.
Absolutely. I mean, AJ does a lot of wonderful things for the fighters. He takes care of them, and
he does.
He also takes care of the fans. Takes care of the fans. He's always doing appearances. Seminars with the fighters, doing signings. He's before Jessica I had the Tate fight signed. She came up here in New Jersey and had like a viewing party for the UFC fight.
That's cool.
So
I like him because I was gonna say I like him not just because he has a lot of fighters, a lot of big name fighters, top notch fighters, but he's one of the few people that I see on eBay that you don't just have he has the price set, but he also has one of those ones for you can make him an offer and get a little bit of a discount. Not everybody will do that, especially someone who's running a business where I'm sure the fighters are getting part of that money. So it's like for him to be able to do it and give you a reasonable price, that's pretty cool. That's why he's the only person I'll go to. So I definitely like that.
Hey, you guys, I love you
Yes?
both, but I am so not feeling good. I am going to let you guys go. It's a pleasure, Jeff, to finally actually talk to you and hear your voice.
Yeah.
Steve, we're looking forward to it. I'm still going to get on Henzo Gracie. He said he would be interested in doing next month, but let's see how we can work this out.
All right. Well, this time let's book him a date and then work around it like that.
Yeah.
So go relax. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you throughout the weekend, Rachel.
Okay. Awesome.
And I appreciate having the opportunity of finally getting to speak with you. It was very cool getting to help you out with the show tonight. Definitely been a pleasure.
Thanks, Jeff. I'll look forward to many more opportunities to work with you, Jeff.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, appreciate that. You guys can call me anytime.
You guys have a good night.
Yep. Care and get healthy.
Rachel.
Okay, I will.
Now, Jeff, if there's anything anything you'd like to plug as far as like your your show and your links and stuff like that, now would be the time.
Well, I was going to say, I definitely want to thank you on that because you have, you've been there for me. That's why whenever, you called me on short notice, and I was in kind of a funk. I wasn't even going to do a show this week, and I was going to wait till next week. I was trying to book people for that, and I was like, I wasn't even in the mood to do this. But as soon as you called, I was like, yeah, I'm always willing to help you out. I appreciate what you do for me, and I'm glad you were able to take care of what you needed taken care of on your end. But yeah, definitely, you've always helped me out with the damage report, so you can check me out on. The easiest way is look here on Blog Talk Radio. It's DAMMAGE report, all one word. We're also on iTunes and Stitcher and GFL TV, and we're trying to get on a new thing called Tune In Radio, but I don't know if they've uploaded the episodes to that yet. But definitely, yeah, you can find it on Facebook, or you can check mine. My Facebook is Zen Rhino, ZenRhino. Definitely appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on. Like you said, I was a fanboy there. Not just. I knew a couple of the fighters were. I know who the Greenways were, so it was cool to talk to their kids and that. But I was definitely a fanboy of Rachel's, and I was kind of starstruck there. I wasn't as starstruck whenever I was talking to Burt Watson as I was with trying to co-host with Rachel. So that's cool. I definitely want to thank you for giving me the opportunity tonight. It's definitely Cage Side Submissions. Listen to it every week. You get some of the most amazing local, regional, and national people on, and the stars of tomorrow, as you saw tonight. So definitely thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Rachel. And thank you, everybody listening.
It was definitely a pleasure, and thanks to you for always looking out and helping out, when I'm in a bind too. So, for all our listeners, followers, supporters, thank everyone for tuning in. Again, Avione, Parker, Morgan, Jacob, Rachel. Make sure you're supporting all our sponsors. Jeff as well, and
thank you.
As far as anything else goes, we'll be back here next Thursday. We're going to be joined by the Victor Fighter and a couple local guys. A couple and feel good story. Guy used to be severely overweight. Now he's he's fighting at 205 pounds. The guy used to weigh 300 pounds, less than 2 years ago.
That's cool.
So,
and like you said, I was trying to do a text interview, but you're saying that you switched it up there. Where actually, I don't want to mention the name yet. I don't want to jinx it. But
I asked you if you wanted to. If you would.
Yeah. Well, that's probably more interesting.
That
would have been the thing. I didn't want to presume that I don't know if I'm ready for that because, like I was saying, I teased it, but I didn't want to jinx it by mentioning the name yet. But yeah, that's a legend of combat sports, wrestling, pro wrestling, MMA. So that's cool. But yeah,
Who says you can't do both?
Yeah, that's why. What I can do is we can work it out. You get me the date and the time. We'll do the audio interview, and I wouldn't mind. I'll transcribe it. I don't care. I'll transcribe 30 minutes worth of talk into a text article too. But yeah, definitely, I want to thank you for opportunities like that, as well as allowing me to put in some articles over at cagesidesubmissions.com. So that's why I said. I mean, I started out the week. I was in a kind of I was a little bit negative because I was letting things get to me, like fighters who start the process and then just like bail and don't even give you an indication like, hey, I'm not interested in this anymore. I changed my mind. And I was kind of bummed out by that. But then, just getting to talk to you and some other things and started that ball rolling, it was like, hey, that made me feel better. And there are some things like I didn't want to do a show tomorrow because I have some social anxiety and I got deal with depression every now and then. But it was like, hey, you called me up, and when a friend's in need, it was like, you know what, I got to put my own, stow your crap, as they say, and I just packed that aside. And tonight turned out to be an amazing night. I mean, like I said, those kids were amazing. I was like, what am I going to have to say to these kids here? And it was like, it wasn't like I was talking to 9, 10, 11-year-old kids. They were rock stars there. The way they're, especially Morgan, you need to snatch her up, and you could probably do a separate show with her because that girl is on fire. The way she's got opinions, she knows what she's talking about, and she's willing to hear the facts. And that was, I definitely, as the show went on, it became easier and easier because you picked some pretty amazing guests tonight, and I want to thank you for that and thank everybody for listening.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, thanks everyone for tuning in. Another episode of Cage Side Submissions. Again, I'm Steve, Jeff McConnell, Damage Report, and everyone have a nice evening. We'll see you next week, people.
This is MMA fight music producer Mikey Ruckus, and you're listening to another edition of Cage Side Submissions with Kovic and Steve Freshell. This is about who are in inside of my dialect. Recommend this to the script of the podcast, it goes times and three. Drinking around and upside down and repping you with a crazy sound. Sitting and tapping you with no effect on the Monday like what you were bound. Foolish the dog, foolish 2 hours, 2 rounds in the bed. We're over power, what you see is what you see. Turn us the volume, you like it inside of like this. I just solve your problem. The Cage Side Submissions and what you want to listen. All the latest news and interviews, so give a listen. Call the season high and roll and give you something different. If you want the fit and change it up, get this edition. You'll see the Bellator and get some fit to fight. Join them in the conversation, bring your cage tight. Make sure with the light and think you don't get cage right. Every Thursday night, don't make this get prepared for your fight. When you call it a sub, we'll be knocking you down. Facing you down, with the ground and the sound. With the